Hey folks, as many of you know, I am now a Tactacam authorized elite dealer. We are building the online store, so a lot of that is going to really escalate once we get that, get that done. What I am doing though is I am taking orders. There is a discount program for past and future clients, and also we are, having that going to be all on the online, so it's kind of a quicker process, if you will. That brings us into today's video here, today's topic, guys. I have found something. Maybe some of you will find interest in this, maybe some of you won't. Maybe some of you already know this, but I am bringing this to you because I did not know this. Well, my father and my nephew come in to hunt last week there during the gun season, and they had seen a bunch of deer at one of the food plots on one of the feeders, and they were watching some doe bedding areas, and they come in and said, that kind of told me what had happened. Well, that night I get pictures of one of the shooters just didn't quite make it to the food plot, so the camera, as we get to that camera that I have on that food plot, comes up, and the pictures of those deer that are in front of that camera when they're in the blind, I didn't get them. So I started thinking, what's going on here? Do I have other issues I'm not aware of? So what this led to is this. I don't think a lot of people understand this or know this. That's why I'm bringing this to you guys. What happened is this. I am a big promoter of not having your cameras, especially on the feeders, as many of you know, because if you have it on instant, not having the camera on instant send your pictures as it's taking it, because it'll blow up your phone, right? If you got a lot of deer using those feed locations. I set my scrapes to a one picture. It takes one picture. It's got a 1 second sleep, and that takes another. I want all my information off those scrapes, off my mock scrapes around the farm. So this was a feeder situation though. It takes one picture, sleeps 10 seconds, takes another one, sleeps 10 seconds, right? Well, I thought maybe I just missed it in this whole realm. Maybe it was sleeping. Then they said, no, these deer were there for 20 minutes. And I have mine on the batch. Well, the batch comes, 11 o'clock comes, and there's no pictures. What I've always done, guys, and this goes back before I was with Tactacam, what I've done is I don't recommend putting them cameras of any manufacturer. I don't recommend doing the instant. Is it great to get the picture instant? Yes, it is. But what happens is, guys, it has a rest time. Not a lot of folks understand that. There is a rest time when you do that. Guys, if it's taking a picture and it goes to send it to you, there's a sleep time. Don't let anybody tell you any different. I've been there, done that, researched it, and it's the truth. There is a lag in there, right? So what I do is I let all the cameras take pictures, and I have it at 11 o'clock at night. I've always done this. I have all my pictures come in at 11 o'clock at night, so I can make my plan for the AM hunt, because you got most of your PM movement, right? Yeah, you got a bunch of stuff going on at night, but I can kind of get an idea where they were feeding for that PM. So then we have AM strategies. Then I get my cameras or my pictures at 11 AM. So we do the same thing, catch all the morning movement so I can make PM strategies. Well, I was under the impression, and a lot of you out there following this, you were too, because there's some folks that worked with Tactacam that thought this as well. I was under the impression that I had heard that there was a batch number, right? Like 200 pictures is all you're gonna get, even though it says unlimited, it's 200 pictures, right? Well, I thought, guys, it was 200 pictures per camera. It's not. What was happening with my situation is I had all my pictures, all of my cameras on the same interval. 20 cameras would all send them at 11 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock at night. That way, when I went to check it on my lunch break or before I went to bed, I was looking at all my pictures. So I thought, guys, it's not a 200 total. It's not a 200 per camera picture amount. It's 200 total. So what happens is this. What happened with me. You get all your pictures setting at the 11 o'clock time in the morning, let's say. That starts to trigger. So you got 20 cameras in your account. it just started 11 o'clock. It starts firing pictures from camera 1, camera 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, boom, boom, boom. They're putting pictures in as quick as they can. 200, your 200 count clicks, you don't get any other pictures. What I found with mine is this: that was loading enough pictures a little bit at each stand. Maybe one day I'd miss a stand and think, there was no deer there, but it was loading enough in each stand that I thought I was getting all my pictures. Guys, I wasn't. This week I have went to the cameras, pulled my cards, and I have missed thousands of pictures. My mistake, I guess. There's a cure for it. It's not a Tactacam issue. They tell you that it's a 200 batch, right? I just didn't understand, which I don't think a lot of other folks did, like I said, because some of the folks at Tactacam didn't understand this. Now we all know, and I wanted to bring this to you because it's a huge, huge deal. So, like this video, share this video, get the information out there, because how to cure it is this. What I did, instead of having all of my pictures at 11 o'clock, 20 cameras, everything's at 11 o'clock, right? Everything's 11 a.m., 11 p.m. What I did is I started breaking individual batches. Your feeders, you got to really look. Like, how many pictures do you have at a feeder? Are your feeders all over 200? Then you need to make them an individual batch. So if you think you're going to reach 200 pictures, put that at, if you start your sequence at 11, put that one at 11, and then put the next 3 cameras. Maybe they're all scrapes, and you know together they've never hit 200. So maybe put 3 cameras on batch 2, which would be 11, 15. Don't put them any closer than 15-minute intervals. I'm doing a study right now that I'm putting mine on half-hour increments, and then I've got some at 15. I want to make sure that if you're in an area that has high internet speed, what I'm finding, guys, if you're in an area that has high internet speed and your batch time comes in, where your pictures start coming in, and it's like that quick and all your pictures are to you, then you can probably go, my finding is right now, don't go any shorter than 15 minutes. 11 o'clock, 11:15, 11:30, 11:45, start triggering them in. If it's slow, don't do that. My situation here, I mean, I've got some AT&T, wireless internet here in the house, but it's not the fastest, right? So I've got mine at a half hour. Guys, this week, or let's see here, so 4 days that I know of right now, I've got, on an average, I'm getting like 500 more pictures throughout a 24-hour period with all 3 of my cameras, all 500 pictures on 20 cameras. So if you're an outfitter around the country that's got 100 of these, huge deal, right? So I don't think, obviously it wasn't an intentional deal with Tactacam by any means, but through their great support and folks like myself that's a dealer for them out in the field, we were able to bring this to the surface. If you're putting your cameras on twice a day or once a day or twice a day batches to you, where everything's sending all the pictures instead of the instant, which I recommend, remember, don't put them all at the same time, because once it hits 200 pictures on your account, not per camera, but per your account, pictures are going to get shut off. You're missing pictures, guys. Go in there immediately right now after this video. Go in, change those settings, hit the update twice a day, put your 15-minute intervals, select it, because it could take up to 24 hours. Right now, we are go time. Sadly, my situation was happening during the pre-rut, and I didn't know it. Luckily, I had killed my buck on the farm. I killed my buck end of September, so it didn't affect my strategy for that deer, and it's a 1-buck state. But I'm here to tell you, I would not have been a happy camper if I would have found out this and I still had a tag on the farm here in Kentucky, guys. But like I said, it's no fault. I wouldn't have been a happy camper with myself. It's no fault of Tactacam. I just don't think that's an advertised situation where a lot of folks are researching this, because we just don't know about it, right? So keeping it short as we can, that's the strategy. That's how I do it, whether it's 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whatever your strategy is. Don't batch all those pictures at the same time, guys. Get them in intervals. And I think it'll shock you how many pictures you're actually missing. Thanks, guys.